Bristol Community College, Mathematics with Dan Avedikian, ACCUPLACER Review, Elementary Algebra, Problem 65. This is the Elementary Algebra ACCUPLACER Review, question 65. We have 3x squared minus 16x minus 12 equals which one of the following four options? Well, for a problem like this, you want to start by seeing if you can factor something out of every piece. And it turns out that you can't. If we're a 15x in the middle, you can pull out a 3, but it's not a 15x. We have to just leave it the way it is. So I'm going to set up my parentheses. Now the 3x squared has to be a 3x times x. But the 12, there's so many options. We could go 12 times 1, 6 times 2, 3 times 4. Typically, the smaller numbers are a good place to start. If you start with the 3 and the 4, you'd have to put the 3 in the second parenthesis and the 4 in the first, and also try it the other way around, FOIL it out, see what you get. It becomes more tedious with problems like this where it doesn't start with a 1x squared, you have a 3x squared instead. Now, because the number in the middle is fairly big, I'm actually looking at the middle set, the 6 and the 2. If I put the 6 in the second set of parentheses, I'd have a 3x times 6 would be an 18x, close to the 16x that I'm going to need. And then if I do times 2, this would be 2x. If I do 18x and do negative 2x, would make a 16x. Actually, the 18x should be negative because I'm getting a negative 16x. So since the 18x is coming from the times 6, I'll make the times 6 negative, which means the times 2 would be positive. So let's multiply it out and verify that that does multiply to give me what the question was. 3x times x is 3x squared. 3x times negative 6 is negative 18x. Then 2 times x is plus 2x. And 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Now, combine the pieces in the middle that can be combined. The 3x squared in front will stay in front. Negative 18x, positive 2x will be a negative 16x. The minus 12 on the end will stay on the end. And if I check my answer with the original question, it does match. So my factoring of 3x plus 2 times x minus 6 has to be the correct factoring. And if I look at the potential options, and I get to option C, it's a perfect match. 3x plus 2 times x minus 6, just what I got. So the answer is option C. And I've mentioned for these other factoring questions, since it's an untimed test, if you can't factor, you could just multiply out A, see if it matches, doesn't get to B, multiply out B, see if it matches, it doesn't get to C, multiply it out. You'd get a match, so you'd know the answer would be option C. That's more work, but it'll get you to the answer.